everyone. So this unit is on reactions, unit 6. The table of contents, I do have it zoomed in so we can see just a little bit better. I'm using a different computer than typically. So table of contents, you'll notice the dates are a little weird. Last unit was a little odd where I was out of the classroom and where it was homecoming. So the test was pushed forward on a Wednesday, but I know some of you all still thought it was on Thursday. So as long as you got that test done by Thursday, you were fine. But that's why I don't have this first part in this digital notebook that really needs to be done until Friday. So by Friday, you'll need to do the what are reactions and the counting atoms. By the end of Monday, you'll need to have balancing. By the end of Wednesday, you'll have types of reactions. I know there's not a Tuesday one to give you more time just to catch up on these first three things because it's very important that you can do all four of those things. But two, to give you a chance to catch up on any missing work as well, because we are starting to get close to the end of the 9 weeks. So that's why I did purposely skip Tuesday right there. By the end of Thursday, you'll need to predict reactions. By the end of Friday, complete the percent composition. By the end of the day on Monday, you'll need to do the sunset in the bag lab. The Unit 6 test will be on Tuesday the 20th. So the first section or the first topic we'll be talking about is what are reactions. In the topic box, you need to put reactions intro. In your goal, I can label the different parts of the reaction. So this section is going to be super quick, just to kind of briefly review what a chemical reaction or a chemical change is and what they're made up of. And again, just as a reminder, while you're watching the videos, I would recommend just stopping as you go, typing out what you need to. The topic and goal goes in the topic and the goal box. And then everything else, if it is underlined or highlighted, it needs to go in the notes section. So we need to review how we can tell a chemical reaction has happened. So first, there's energy. It's either absorbed or released. Or another way, the chemical reaction, it either gets cold or it gets hot. If it's hot, it's called a exothermic reaction, and if it's cold, it's called a endothermic reaction. If there is a color change, that can sometimes be an indication. Of course, if the color changes all there is, it can be a physical change, but most of the time you will see more than one of these bullet points, and color change may be one of those. Gas production. So if there's any bubbling, fizzing, odor change, vapor that you can see if there is a gas that is being made, or if a precipitant is formed. So basically, that is where you have a solution or a liquid and you mix two liquids together and it forms a solid that is made up of a new substance. So for this, you just need those four main words to recap what a chemical reaction is that you need to put in your notes section. Okay, so chemical formulas. What you need to know about a chemical formula is it's made up of reactants, products. You may see a plus sign and you will see an arrow sign. So for this slide, you just need to put reactant plus reactant, an arrow, which you can get to if you click this down box. You can do arrow and draw arrows. So the arrow is always pointing to the product. The product is what's being made. The reactants, or what's on this side, is what you start off with. Now, you may have more than one, and you separate those by putting the plus sign. You may only have one, and then you won't have a plus sign. Some common symbols you need to know. The plus sign separates two or more reactants or products. The arrow separates the reactants from the products. It's also known as the yield. And then this last one you don't have to type out, but you may see where arrows are pointing both directions. That means it's a reversible reaction. Or your reactants can be your products. and your products can also be your reactants. It's kind of going both ways, which we won't talk about too much in this class, but you may see that later on. All right, so that is actually it for this first section. Short, sweet, to the point. For your digital notebook, you will need to label this. Now, two that we didn't talk about too much in this section, we'll talk about a whole lot later on in the next section. But the big numbers in the front, just like you have this 2 right here and the 2 in front of MgO, those are called coefficients. And the little 2's are called subscripts. So here in this section, you'll need to put a circle around the subscript or the little 2's, and then draw a square around the coefficient, which is the big number in front if you have it, and you'll need to answer the questions. Okay, if you're not sure what these questions are, it's okay if you get these wrong. I'm just wanting you to kind of think outside the box before you move on to see what you think. If you have any questions about anything, let me know, and I'll be happy to help.